Good evening. Welcome to part two of Grails ICU calendar plugin. I'm going to probably delete the first video because I've been working on how to improve the issues that I hit. Some of the issues were a case of me being an idiot, and they've been fixed. So this is where I started with, and this is the very basic model of what the plugin does. So to go through what it's doing and how you get this thing to work. So first of all, we've got a conf value for the, it's not this one. For the date to accept dates in different formats. And what this does is it binds whatever string values passed from the front end to the back end to the date object, as long as you've got a validatable bean object or a validatable object that has a bean, a date definition. And by that I mean so if I pass in date as a string value, this bean will convert that to that as long as the styles match that config value that I've just shown you. So that's the configuration needed for the date, and that's really the only config you need to accept the date. I think it will need more work for that. The plugin itself does two things. There's a back end and a front end. The back end produces your date picker date range, so that the front end can produce the actual calendar. The content of the date picker is described on here, which I'm probably going to move somewhere else. And it will typically be for the year, the months that are involved for that year, what dates it should start, what dates it should end. And so if you're going back a year, and in this case, it must be the days or something, they went back. So it's cut off during February on the 16th and ends on the 28th. And it then returns a list of the days of the week for that locale, the days of the month, and the months of the year. So depending on which country you're looking at it, the data will change, the JSON data will change accordingly for that locale. And then the front end uses that same formula to draw out the calendar according to what locale the user's looking at the text as such, or the calendar. So I initially provided some example page, which is horrendous, and I've put it into the docs. So if you wanted to do things totally manually yourself, this is what's used on this page here that you can see me doing this pop-up. And this is not a pop-up, this is within the page. So if you had other form fields, this would get in the way of them and interrupt the page as such. And there's a feature to allow you to do pop-ups, which in this case is not even enabled because it's a total manual way, because I'm calling the tag lib and getting back the JSON object, and I'm drawing out the entire page and its JavaScript and everything from source myself in this case. And there's a sample in the docs for that. I've kind of moved away from that because that's just too crazy. But it's if you want to do it manually. I've provided a class file, a JavaScript class file called icu4 calendar for icu4j calendar, which does most of that work that you saw. I mean, this is all that's going on this page. There's not a lot of JavaScript, so that script now resides in web.js, calendar.js. And this file does all the things that I've just shown you on that very first GSB that we went through. So this is the core JavaScript that does the calendar drawing as such. So what I've ended up doing is I've now got a taglet that you can call, and you call ICU : calendar, and it draws out the calendar for the period and things will be fine. And I'll show you that in a minute. There's a controller where I've not even tested that, I've not even got there, which does a similar thing to the same back end and calls the same view as the tag lib, so it should all work. I've just not got there yet. And that's really it. So let's give this a go. So this is me doing a British calendar. So on here, if I go to index, I know the pages are all called different things on my local version. I've just been doing index 201, no, index 1. So if I change, so this is, as you can see, it's a Persian date that's gone in and it's been converted to English. So if I had an English date going to Persian, what you will notice is that the month and the date has changed. So that's typically the new year in Persia. It's the third month rather than January, but it's their first month. So that's 1st of the 1st, 1398, rather than 23rd of the 3rd, 1398 or whatever it would be. It's totally different months and days and stuff. So this process converts the entire date into their calendar. So that's what's going on. So that's the really hardcore version. Now we're going to go to an easier version, which is index 7. No, it's not. Index 8. So index 8 is index 4, believe it or not. No, it's not. It's this, it's index 3. It's all to test myself, really, look. Index 8 is index 3. So this is all we've got on the page. And what we've got here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different dates. From date, English, 28th. Persian, 20th. Thai, you see the date is 2050-62. Egyptian, that's not Egyptian, that's Hebrew. So, you know, it's doing all of the work. That's Hebrew. The plugin is now doing all the work and it's drawing up the calendar and the pop-up and stuff. There is some dodgy stuff going on at the moment, as you can see. When I close it, I get problems and it works, and I've got to fix that at some point. But the concept of it being able to convert a date, because you can see here, I'm passing in, for example, a Persian date in string, and it's been converted from Persian to English on the first example, and it's becoming this. And again, from English, that date is being converted to a Persian date over this side, and so on. And so on this one, Thai 21/3/2019 has become 21, whatever that month is, 25/62. So it's doing a total calendar conversion for you as well with this. And you obviously get your date picker. Now it's not able to tally up from and get to the two to start from where from starts, and I think that's all in the future, but at the moment I'm just trying to get the concept to work, and I've rolled out all the code now, so it's all pushed there. This is a test project that I've got that I've not pushed out because it's in a mess, and I might just create a couple of new projects, one for the days of the week and one for the calendar separately, to separate out these pages, because there's a lot of different things going on this. If you wanted to do the pop, because this is now, if you can see, this is pop-up, this isn't on the page, and this is using jQuery UI. On the other version that I showed you originally, index 6. This isn't pop-up, this is within the page, you can't move it. And I also did index 9, which is that other page. Manual most provided, that's that page on the documents on here. So docs, manual most provided, that's this page here. Does it work? Kind of. It's got issues. So I've kind of given you a baseline of it. If you want to work on it, get it to work, up to you. But the plugin itself gives you a nice, easy way of doing it. I've just kind of given you that if you wanted to branch out and do your own thing with the plugin. And obviously I haven't got it to work properly myself, so I just sort of given up at this point. I think that wraps up the video. It shows you how you can use it. Yeah. If I do fix the rest of it, I don't think it's worth doing a video. It's just to show you how to use it. I might redo a very quick video if I get the from and to work. If you choose a from and then the to is set according to the from and stuff like that. I might need a video. But apart from that, thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye bye.